My name is Caroline, and for 5 years, my mother told everyone I abandoned her. That I was ungrateful. Selfish. That I cut her off for no reason after everything she'd done for me. She played the victim so well that half our family stopped speaking to me. She cried at holidays. Posted sad Facebook messages about losing her only daughter. Collected sympathy like currency. What she didn't tell anyone was why I left. Or what she'd been doing with my money for 15 years. My father died when I was 8. Heart attack, sudden, devastating. He left everything to me in a trust, $2.3 million from his life insurance and investments. The trust was supposed to be managed by my mother until I turned 25. She was supposed to use it only for my education, health, and welfare. Instead, she used it to fund her lifestyle. Designer clothes. Luxury vacations. A new BMW every 2 years. Meanwhile, I wore thrift store clothes and worked 2 jobs to pay for community college. When I asked about the trust at 22, she told me my father hadn't left as much as I thought. Legal fees, taxes, life is expensive, she said. Be grateful for what you have. I believed her. Because she was my mother. Everything changed the week before my 25th birthday. I was at her house, we were still in contact then, barely, and she left her laptop open. An email was on screen. From her financial advisor. Regarding the remaining $340,000 in Caroline's trust fund. Remaining? I'd been told there was less than $50,000 left. That's when I started digging. I hired a lawyer with money I didn't have. Filed for financial records. Subpoenaed bank statements. What I found made me physically sick. Over 15 years, my mother had stolen over $1.8 million from my trust. Luxury vacations to Europe, charged to educational trips for Caroline. Her new kitchen renovation, listed as improving Caroline's living conditions. Designer handbags, classified as clothing expenses for minors. She'd even bought her boyfriend a car using my father's money. The boyfriend I'd never met. The one she kept secret because she didn't want me interfering. Everything was documented. Every lie had a paper trail. My lawyer was stunned. This is textbook embezzlement and fraud. But here's the thing about family theft, it's complicated to prosecute. Time-consuming. Expensive. Emotionally devastating. And even if I won, the money was mostly gone. So I made a different choice. I didn't confront her. I didn't call her out publicly. I just disappeared. Changed my phone number. Moved across the country. Blocked her on everything. And I started building a life with the $340,000 she hadn't stolen yet. I invested it carefully. I finished my degree. Started a business. And I documented everything she'd done, every email, every bank statement, every forged signature, and I locked it all in a safe deposit box. Just in case I ever needed it. For 5 years, I heard nothing from my mother directly. But I heard plenty through my family. Your mother is heartbroken. She doesn't understand why you won't talk to her. Whatever happened, she's still your mother. I never explained. I never defended myself. I just stayed silent. And then, last November, my grandmother died. My father's mother, the woman who'd always suspected my mother was lying but could never prove it. She left an estate worth $4.2 million. And she left very specific instructions in her will. The will reading was held at her lawyer's office. My mother showed up in black Chanel, playing the grieving daughter-in-law. My aunt and uncle were there. Some cousins. And me, flying in from across the country for the first time in 5 years. My mother's face when she saw me was priceless. Shock. Panic. Fake joy. Caroline. Oh my God, sweetheart, I've missed you so much. I smiled politely and sat down across the room. The lawyer began reading. Standard bequests to charity. Small amounts to cousins. Her house to my uncle. Then he got to the big one. To my granddaughter Caroline, I leave the remainder of my estate, approximately $3.8 million, with the following conditions. My mother sat up straighter, already calculating how she could access it. The lawyer continued. This inheritance is conditional upon Caroline providing documented proof that she has legally resolved or reported any financial misconduct involving her original trust fund. The room went silent. Furthermore, I am including a letter to be read aloud, written by Caroline, explaining why she went no contact with her mother. My mother's face drained of all color. Caroline, you have the floor. I stood up, pulled out the letter I'd written, and began reading. To my family, who've spent 5 years thinking I abandoned my mother without cause, my mother stole $1.8 million from the trust my father left for me. She used my inheritance to fund luxury vacations, designer clothes, and gifts for her secret boyfriend. She forged documents, lied to financial advisors, and classified personal expenses as educational or medical costs for me. When I discovered the theft, I had 2 choices: prosecute and destroy her publicly, or walk away and protect what little was left. I chose to walk away. Not because I forgave her, but because I refused to let her steal any more of my time. She told you I abandoned her. The truth is, I stopped letting her rob me. My grandmother knew something was wrong. She investigated quietly. And she structured her will to ensure this truth finally came to light. This inheritance is conditional because Grandma wanted you all to know exactly who you've been defending for 5 years. I set down the letter and looked at my mother. She was crying, real tears this time. But not from guilt. From rage. From humiliation. From losing. Caroline, please, she started. I filed the financial misconduct report with the state bar this morning, I said calmly. Your lawyer will be disbarred for helping you falsify trust documents. And you have 30 days to return what's left or face criminal charges. The conditions of Grandma's will are now satisfied. The inheritance is mine. I picked up my bag and walked toward the door. You taught me to be quiet and grateful, I said over my shoulder. I taught myself to be patient and strategic. Goodbye, Mom. I left that office and never looked back. My mother tried to contest the will. It didn't work. She tried to claim I'd manipulated my grandmother. The documented evidence said otherwise. She tried reaching out through family. I blocked every attempt. The family that defended her for years? Most of them apologized once they knew the truth. A few didn't. They couldn't admit they'd supported her blindly. I don't talk to them either. People ask me all the time if I regret waiting so long. If I should have exposed her sooner. Here's my answer: revenge isn't always about immediate gratification. Sometimes it's about patience. Strategy. Letting someone believe they've won while you quietly build the case that will destroy them. My mother thought cutting me off hurt me. It didn't. It freed me to become someone she couldn't manipulate, couldn't steal from, couldn't control. And when the moment came, when my grandmothers will force the truth into the light, I was ready. Not broken. Not bitter. Just prepared. She taught me how to play the perfect daughter. I taught myself how to win. Subscribe if you believe patience is the best revenge. Because the people who hurt you aren't expecting you to come back stronger, smarter, and prepared. Let's prove them wrong together.